If I asked 100 people on the street if they knew anything about Earl Grey, I would be amazed if more than one or two of them could tell me anything about him really, except that he invented a type of tea and that he was Prime Minister of this country. But actually, back in the 1830s, he introduced something called the Great Reform Act, which was a great step forward in this country to reform the political system. Because before that, only the very wealthy landowners could vote in this country. It was a very corrupt system. The House of Lords kind of had all the power. And so he kind of changed that, and he represented the Whig Party. And that was in 1832. Now, the Great Reform Act was just a small step forwards, but political change in this country does come from very small steps compared to somewhere like France, which has these explosive revolutions. The political system in this country is defined often by, well, historically by stability. So although like nobody knows anything about Earl Grey these days, he did institute the first Great Reform Act, which led to much greater things, to the universal suffrage that we all got today, we all have today. So like he at the time in the 1830s, he was widely celebrated by the guys who built this new town in Newcastle, by Granger and Clayton and all these other guys who were behind the development of Newcastle. They felt he was such an important guy that had that built for him, because he represented not the Tory landowning class very much in the House of Lords, but the new burgeoning middle class with money, who were a new force to be reckoned with. So that's my kind of Whiggish interpretation of history. Earl Grey, this was actually designed by Benjamin Green, who was a great Newcastle architect. He designed the Theatre Royal just down there, Benjamin Green, and it's 41 metres high. We've got this brilliant fluted column. Actually, his head fell off in 1941 when it was struck by lightning, and they had to actually wait till after the war to replace his head, which is quite a difficult thing to do. But there you go. He's a forgotten about person, Earl Grey, but he should be remembered because he kind of represents equality, and he was also campaigned for emancipation, Catholic emancipation, abolition of slavery. So he does represent kind of justice and equality and democracy, and I think that's what he should be remembered for.